I'm in now, Sue.
Now that the bell has chimed 7 tones, would you please all rise? Call the roll.
Councilman Kitchen. Sorry.
Yes.
Councilman Morrow.
Here.
Councilman Secreto.
Here.
Councilman Van Cleek.
Here.
Supervisor Quigley.
Here. Thank you very much, and welcome to the Town of Ulster Town Board meeting for Thursday, June 18th.
Jim, you're muted.
Hopefully tonight will be the last meeting where we will conduct it via Zoom. At the current pace, the Town of Ulster will be holding its next town board meeting on Thursday, July 16th in the town hall in person. We will strive to set up the technology to continue to broadcast our meetings via FaceTime Live so that those out in the internet world can join us at their pleasure. Are there any additions or changes to the agenda? I have several. The first item I would like to remove is on page 2 of the agenda. It is the third line item down. It is a resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign a contract with Ulster County. That contract has not been provided to the town, so we cannot approve it at this time. The next item that I would like to add is three items down. It will be a discussion on the BAR 2020 bicycle tour, use of Charles Ryder Park, North End, for a rest stop on Saturday, September 12th. And the last item that I will put on the agenda under old business is a reopening for the Town of Ulster Senior Center at Town Hall and the pavilions at Robert Post Park, and that we will pick up at the end of the meeting. We have no public here tonight, so therefore we have no public discussion on agenda items. We will move forward to the approval of the minutes for the May 7th Town Board Workshop meeting.
Jim, if I can intervene, John Kaiser may join us via audio or video somewhere later in the meeting.
John Kaiser is on the line, Eric.
I'm sorry, did I miss a motion and a second?
I'll make
No.
the motion to approve minutes.
Second. Morrow.
Councilman, roll call, Councilman. Kitchen.
Sue,
Yeah.
your mic's muted, Sue.
Councilman Kitchen.
Yes.
Councilman Morrow.
Yes.
Councilman Secreto.
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek.
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. Communications, do we have any?
No communications.
Mr. Van Cleek, the abstract of claims, please.
Okay, we reviewed the monthly bills. We have prepaid bills totaling $199,656.56. We had a total abstract of $487,299.09.
I'll make the motion to approve that.
I'll second it. Morrow.
Roll call, Councilman Kitchen.
Yes.
Councilman Morrow.
Yes.
Councilman Secreto.
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. I would like to remind all town board members that we have an obligation to sign the abstract. Please make arrangements with the town clerk's office to come in and sign the abstract as is required. Proceeding to new business. The first item on the agenda is the presentation and acceptance of the town clerk's monthly report for the month of May 2020. May I have a motion to accept the town clerk's report?
I'll make the motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Anything you wish to note in the report?
Nothing to note.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The next item is a presentation and acceptance of the supervisor's monthly report. I ask for a motion to accept this and have it presented to the public on the town's website.
I'll make that motion from Secreto.
Councilman Kitchen will second the motion.
Thank you. Roll call, Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The next item under new business is a resolution granting conditional site plan approval for Paul Alley, DBA Pest Masters, 15 Barbarossa Road, Kingston, New York, section block and lot 48.14-3-29.1 for the construction of a 6,000 square foot office and warehouse building. This is put to the town board at the recommendation of the planning board. And since the project is in excess of 2,500 square feet, it is the town board's responsibility for final approval. May I have a motion?
I'll make the motion from Secreto.
Second, Morrow.
Roll call, Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. To the next item. We have a resolution presented here tonight granting seeker, neg deck, and conditional site plan approval for the Catskill Park Self-Storage LLC, 436 to 448 New York State Route 28, Kingston, New York, section block and lot number 47.2-4-11.100 for the construction of 27,000 square feet containing 222 self-storage units. May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion from Secreto.
Second the motion for Morrow.
Roll call, Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek.
Yeah.
And Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. I'm moving to the next item. We have a resolution presented here tonight to authorize the supervisor to sign a cooperative agreement with the Greenway Conservatory for the Hudson River Valley, Inc. This comes about from the requirement for the town of Ulster to make a cost contribution to the construction of the Empire State Walkway along the Hudson River. We have made a statement that due to budget constraints, we are unable to fully fund from town sources the $50,000 that is required to match the state grant. And Greenway has generously provided a 50% match to the funds that the town is required to fund. May I have a motion accepting the resolution?
I'll make the motion.
I'll
from
second
Secreto.
Morrow.
Do we have any discussion on the motion?
None.
Roll call vote, please.
Roll call, Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The next item in relation to the Hudson River Brickyard Trail is an intermunicipal agreement between the city of Kingston and the town of Ulster, which outlines the responsibilities of both respective communities in the development of the Brickyard Trail. I ask for a motion to accept this resolution as presented here tonight.
I'll make the motion from Secreto.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion on the resolution as presented?
Pretty basic. No, thank you.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The next item is a resolution for the appropriation of $25,000 from the Town of Ulster Recreation Equipment Reserve Fund to fund the obligations that are required upon the signing of the Hudson River Brickyard Trail intermunicipal agreement with the city of Kingston. May I have a motion to accept the resolution as presented?
I'll make the motion, Secreto.
I'll second the motion, Morrow.
Do we have any discussion on the resolution?
None. None.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. As a condition of the grant from New York State under the CFA process that was obtained in 2012 for the construction of the promenade, now known as the Brickyard Trail, the construction must be on public lands. And since the project has been conveyed to Scenic Hudson, there is a requirement for the establishment of a public access easement to the town of Ulster by Quarry Waters, the owner of the properties, that would, in essence, put the trail in public lands, thus qualifying it for state funding. I asked for a motion to accept the resolution, accepting the public access easement to be granted by Quarry Waters LLC to the city of Kingston and the town of Ulster.
I'll make the motion, Secreto.
I'll second the motion, Morrow.
Is there any discussion on the motion?
None.
All those, a roll call vote, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The next item relates to a personnel matter, and the next three items are personnel matters. I will turn the floor over to Councilman Van Cleek of the Personnel Committee.
Okay, on the first matter, it's the Town of Ulster Highway Department for its seasonal summer employees, bringing in 4 part-time employees. We have Cameron Ott, Ryan Killian, Mark Ewell, and Patrick Watska. Tentative start date is 6/8. The rate of pay is $13. They'll be listed as laborer. Tentative finish date is 9/1.
I'll make a motion, Secreto.
Second, Morrow.
Any discussion?
None.
May I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you.
The next item is for the Town of Ulster Police Department. It is to fill the position of part-time dispatcher. Is that part-time? Yes, part-time dispatcher for Nicholas Secreto. It will be a rate of $15.91 an hour, with the start date being 6/19.
Mr. Supervisor, I'll abstain from voting on this as he is a relative of mine.
Thank you.
I'll make the motion,
Mr. Carter.
Morrow.
Do we have a second?
Second by Councilman Kitchen.
Discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Kitchen, sorry. Councilman,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
I'm abstaining.
yes. Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
and Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you.
I have two more part-time officers. First one is Antonio Fazio, part-time, at a rate of $21.61 with a start date of 6/22. The second is Ryan Nace, part-time, at a rate of $21.61 with a start date of 7/01 of 2020.
You want to do them individually or together, Supervisor?
Let's proceed with an individual vote.
Okay,
on
for
each.
Antonio Fazio first, please.
I'll make the motion, Secreto.
I'll second the motion and just clarify it that those two positions are with, for police officers, not dispatchers.
I'm sorry, they are police officers, yes.
Discussion?
None.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you.
All right, the second being Ryan Nace for part-time police officer.
No, I'll make the motion, Secreto.
Kitchen will second the motion.
Any discussion?
None.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. Moving on to the next item. The town has received a grant from the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation for the replacement of the Halcyon Park Water District tank. I'm asking for a motion to authorize the opening of a checking account at the Bank of Greene County for the project. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion, Secreto.
I'll second it, Morrow.
Any discussion?
No.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The next item on the agenda is the resolution authorizing the contract with Ulster County, and it has been removed. Moving forward, we have a resolution authorizing the settlement of a lawsuit under the terms of the town's insurance policy. We are required to consent because the town is responsible for paying a deductible when the insurance company has determined that it is more appropriate for them to settle the matter than it is to proceed with litigation. So may I have a motion to accept the resolution as presented?
I'll make the motion, Secreto.
Second,
I'll second it.
any discussion?
None.
All those in favor? Roll call, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
and Supervisor Quigley.
Thank you, yes. The next item on our agenda is a discussion on the continuation of the Ulster Police Department providing SRO services to the Kingston Consolidated School District at the Miller Middle School.
Supervisor, if it was all right with the rest of the board, I'd like to table this until we hear back from the school board.
I would like to second the table, please.
The motion is tabled. Thank you.
We need to take a vote on the table.
Please call roll call.
Van Cleek. Roll call, Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. Moving on. In February, we had a discussion when the town was approached by an organization to utilize in September the Charles Ryder Park for a lunch stop for a 3-county bicycle tour that was being conducted to raise money for AIDS. Since the lifting of the COVID-19 restrictions are coming up this summer, the organization has again approached the Town of Ulster Supervisor's Office for permission to use the north end of the Charles Ryder Park. I place this before the board tonight for a motion, for a discussion, and then hopefully for a motion to approve.
Mr. Supervisor, the only thing I'd like to have added to this is for the the bike riders there who's running it, to put $100 fee up for cleanup, which we do normally for softball tournaments, other events.
Okay, Ms. Clerk, are there any other permits that this organization might need from your office?
No, there's no entertainment permit or peddlers or permits.
Okay.
So they're just passing through?
But they're going to be
Is there,
setting up porta potties
Okay,
and lunch tables and distributing lunch and having a rest
okay.
stop.
is there an event fee for this, town clerk?
We'd have to look into the logistics of it, and we call it an entertainment permit, but our entertainment permits in our town code pertain to carnivals and things for entertainment purposes. I'm not sure if it would constitute, this
Well,
is.
I know in the past, when it came down to a charity event, that we bypassed all the fees for that. We're just asking for the cleanup fee.
Would you like a refundable fee or just a
Yeah,
flat?
it's a refundable fee. If they
Okay.
clean up, and when our park attendant checks it out, they can get a hold of you.
Okay, so on the matter of allowing the organization to use Charles Ryder Park upon the presentation of a $100 check to the town clerk's office as security for cleaning up the site, and said fee is refundable upon satisfactory performance. May I have a motion?
I'll make the motion, Secreto.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion?
None.
Roll call vote.
Okay, Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. Gentlemen, in your package is a resolution that is being presented tonight to establish a workman's compensation reserve in the general fund. From time to time, there are injuries of town employees that require future payments. And since the injury is a past event, establishing a reserve, which is funded out of monies from the past, will help fund the future expenses as they come due. So at the next meeting, I will be asking for a review and an acceptance and approval of this reserve fund. The next two items are in relation to personnel.
Okay, the first resolution of the town board, whereas the town board employs Caitlin Winters in the position of a full-time court clerk in the town court, and whereas Winters was appointed subject to satisfactory completing a probationary term, and whereas the town has determined that Winters has not satisfactorily completed her probationary term, now therefore be it resolved by the town board of the town of Ulster as follows. The town board hereby terminates Caitlin Winters from the full-time position of town clerk in the town court for the failure of satisfactorily complete her probationary term. This resolution shall take effect immediately.
I'll make the motion, Secreto.
I wish to make a note that the inability to complete the probationary term is being caused by COVID-19, and the termination is due to issues related to COVID-19
Yes.
within
Yes.
the town, some employee
Yes.
base.
Was that not just the court?
I made the motion.
Second.
Is any discussion on the matter?
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. Next item.
Okay. Resolution of the Town Board. Whereas the Town of Ulster currently has the position of part-time confidential bookkeeper to the supervisor, part-time deputy clerk in the town clerk's office, and 2 part-time fire inspectors in the building department. And whereas for the purposes of economy and to aid in meeting budget requirements for the current year and future years, the Town Board has determined that the positions of part-time confidential bookkeeper to the supervisor, currently occupied by Ann Mitchell, the part-time deputy clerk in the town clerk's office, currently occupied by Paula America, and 2 part-time fire inspectors in the building department, currently occupied by David Allen and Robert King, be abolished. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Board of the Town of Ulster as follows. The Town Board hereby abolishes the positions of part-time confidential bookkeeper to the supervisor, currently occupied by Ann Mitchell, the position of part-time deputy clerk in the town clerk's office, currently occupied by Paula America, and the 2 part-time fire inspector positions in the building department, currently occupied by David Allen and Robert King, and that said employees are hereby laid off. This resolution takes effect immediately.
It's
I'll make a
unfortunate.
motion.
Before we have a motion, I'd like to make a comment and ask the other department heads to comment also. It's unfortunate that due to COVID-19 and the economic effects on the town's finances, we have to be very diligent and take a close look at our expenses. And in reviewing our personnel expenses, this is just the start. And it tears me up to do this, specifically in my office. Miss Mitchell has served the town diligently for almost 50 years. And to my knowledge, she is the longest serving town employee that I know of. And I would like to thank her for her service and compliment her on her service to the town. Ms. Reevy, on the position of Miss America.
Everyone knows her as Miss America. Paula America has served the town of Ulster since, I want to say, 2011. She started in the court office and came to the town clerk's office in 2017. She is liked by all. She will be sorely missed, and I'm sure we'll maintain a relationship. And you can't hear me? I'm not muted. I'm not plugged in.
I think other council members need to mute their mics in order for the feedback to stop.
Can you hear me? No? No.
I hear you, but everybody else should mute their mics while you speak.
Well, we will surely miss Paula, and I'm sorry that my audio is not working, but Paula has served the town for 9 years.
Your audio is working fine now.
Thank you.
Mr. Tutt, comments on the 2 employees in the building department?
Spoke to Dave Allen today. I thanked him for his many years of service. We're not entirely sure how many years. I'm sure he has reached that point. He understands completely about the economic situation. He thanked us for all his time, and he will wait until we are reopened to come in and clear up anything he has remaining.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to make comments?
I'd like to thank Ann Mitchell for her time too. As long as I've been on the board, she'll help me with anything that I needed. So thank you, Ann. Good luck.
I would also like to comment and thank Ann Mitchell. I've known her for many years, and I've known her family, and I would like to thank her for all her years of service. And I just have a question for our building inspector, Warren Tutt. Warren?
I'm here.
How do you plan on are you going to be conducting the fire inspections moving forward on these commercial properties there in the town? We seem to be the commercial hub of Ulster County, and how will these inspections continue, please?
As soon as I find a suitable replacement for Dave, I will train this individual on how to proceed. In the interim, since we have been basically unable to conduct these inspections due to the current pandemic, when time arises, we will readdress it and carry forward.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for all the work you've been
Thank
doing
you.
during the COVID-19. I appreciate it. I know what you're dealing with. I know what you're going through. And Warren, we've had many discussions, and I just want to thank you because you have really gone up and above. And I appreciate it. And thank you so much, sir.
May I have a motion and a second, please?
I'll make the motion, Secreto.
Second, Morrow.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, with regrets. And I would like to also say that the town is working diligently with each of these individuals to help them and assist them in applying for and receiving New York State workmen's compensation. So thank you. The next
Sure.
item,
Unemployment.
unemployment. Compensation. The next item is a resolution limiting truck traffic on the neighborhood road between Leggs Mill Road and Grant Avenue. I would request that the town clerk read this resolution into the record, please.
Resolution of the Town Board, resolution to limit truck traffic on neighborhood road between Leggs Mill Road and Grant Avenue. Whereas the Town of Ulster Town Board has previously enacted Town Code Section 123-10, which inter alia prohibits trucks, tractors, and tractor trailers having a gross vehicle weight of 10,000 pounds or more from operating on town roads in the Town of Ulster. And whereas the Town Board has been advised by residents of the neighborhood road area in Lake Katrine and concerned citizens that the increased truck traffic on neighborhood road, a town road, has interfered with the safety and quality of life of residents of said area. And whereas the Town Board should take action to protect our town residents and to preserve the existing town road known as Neighborhood Road, now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Ulster formally requests the Town of Ulster Highway Superintendent to post R5-2 truck exclusion signs or such similar signs as the Highway Superintendent shall choose in his sole discretion on Neighborhood Road between Leggs Mill Road and Grant Avenue. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be provided to the Chief of the Town of Ulster Police Department and Town of Ulster Highway Superintendent.
I'll make a motion on that. Secreto.
Second.
Any discussion on the matter?
Yes, there's discussion. Councilman Kitchen. I would like to request from the town board, we're discussing putting up signs deterring this traffic, that we could put up a sign at the intersection of Leggs Mills Road and Serema Court and Neighborhood Road. That traffic could go down Serema Court. There are no residential homes on that stretch of road between the intersection and Grant Avenue. We have seen an increase in families and young children walking this road, and these big trucks are just going down this road, vibrating everything, and they're all over the road. And I just appreciate the board passing this for the safety of our residents here on Neighborhood Road. And thank you.
People need to understand that there are no sidewalks on that road, and there is a school nearby too. So
We understand that, and there is a school down here, and children do walk to school. This is a big safety issue, Rocco. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yes, it is.
Appreciate your support, sir.
Supervisor,
Yes,
I just make a note.
please.
It will not eliminate the Home Depot, the Lowe's, the tractor trailers, Herzogs, anybody making deliveries
Correct.
to any of the residential areas. It will not eliminate any deliveries going to any of the schools.
Correct.
So just so they're aware that that, I want to put the signs up and then say, hey, they're still doing it because some traffic is going to be going still through there.
And the town of Ulster Water Treatment Plant receives deliveries down on Fording Place Road. And I know we're going to have the issues with the town highway department maintenance, summer and winter. So we hopefully are going to get the commercial traffic that are using the road as a cut through.
That's correct, Supervisor. And just yesterday, we had a chemical truck going down the road doing about 60 miles an hour that was not making a local delivery. This is going on every day out here, and I understand there are local deliveries that have to be made. And just keep in mind that anything over a Central Hudson bucket truck is a little over 10,000 pounds. So some of these tractor trailer trucks weigh 40,000 pounds. And there's children. There is no sidewalks, and children and families are walking on the side of the road. And I'd appreciate this motion getting passed this evening. Thank you.
May I have a roll call vote on the resolution, please?
Councilman Kitchen.
Yes.
Councilman Morrow.
Yes.
Councilman Secreto.
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek.
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The
I
next
would like to
item,
also thank the board as a resident of Neighborhood Road. Thank you.
the next item on our agenda is a resolution establishing a capital reserve fund for the benefit of the Ulster Water District under General Municipal Law, Section 6C. This is to recognize the reserve that the town started funding in 2018 to replace the south water tank. May I have a motion to accept the resolution as presented?
I'll make that motion, Secreto.
Second, Morrow.
Is there any discussion on the motion?
None.
Roll call.
Councilman Kitchen.
Yes.
Councilman Morrow.
Yes.
Councilman Secreto.
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek.
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. Gentlemen, the last item under new business is a discussion on ID cards for the planning and zoning board members. It has come to my attention that every town employee and every town board member has an ID card from the police department to identify them in their professional capacity as a member of the town of Ulster workforce. The planning and zoning board members do not have currently any ID. I'd like to have a discussion that I would hopefully lead to a consensus amongst the board members and a motion to allow planning and zoning board members to obtain ID cards from the police department.
To start the discussion, I would like to make a motion that we issue and offer ID cards to the planning and zoning board members.
I would second that motion. I would like to have some discussion.
Yeah, we need to sit down with the members and actually explain to them what the card is for.
No, that's correct, Rocco, but I will inform you as a zoning enforcement officer for the city of Kingston, the zoning board of appeals in Kingston does drive past properties. They stop by in front of properties, and they're often questioned on what they're doing there. So in a day and the age we live in, it would be appropriate for them to have proper identification, photo ID, of exactly what they're looking for.
I understand that. But I don't want a member of either board thinking that they're going to go on a little power trip here and overstep their boundaries.
So I understand that, but I'd rather have a planning board or zoning board member protected in case they're standing on a public roadway and they're not on a property and they're looking at a property. Maybe it's a fence, maybe it's an intersection that might be being obstructed, where they're not questioning on what they're doing there and why they're there. They are afforded the right to go by these properties if they're going to make a decision on these properties, to inspect these properties before they make an intelligent decision on how to vote on these properties. I believe that a physical inspection is definitely required and definitely needed on any decision the planning board or zoning board decides to take up.
I would pass this to the personnel committee for discussion with everybody on those boards and explain to them actually what these cards are for.
And if I could say, I'd like to have it memorialized in this discussion that these are for identification purposes only. They are not for authority. So Rocco, as you were saying, these, we'll talk with all the people, but these are identification badges only. They are not for authority.
Right. I'm fine with that.
These are identification photo IDs. These are, not for the purpose
They'll get just what we have.
Because I'm going to tell you why, Rocco. Unless you've gone to the New York State School of Code Enforcement, you are a certified code enforcement officer. You cannot enforce these codes anyway.
I understand that. I don't have a problem with the card.
I think we're all in support of this. I think the thing we just want to make sure is given out is that this is not authority. It is identification.
Okay, so I have a motion. Do I have a second to have the Personnel Committee discuss this matter at the beginning with the chairman of the Planning Board and the Zoning Board, and then when necessary, move down to the individual member level?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Roll call.
Aye, roll call.
Councilman Kitchen?
No.
Oh, do you understand what we're voting on?
I do understand what we're voting on. And
Okay.
I feel this is long overdue. If I show up at a property, I'm a zoning board member, I'm looking at a property that I'm going to
Right.
make.
Why are you saying no? This is a,
Because why should this go to the Personnel Committee? We're going to have a big discussion on this. These people should have had photo identification a long
okay,
time ago.
a point of order. I didn't understand the motion to say that it had to go to personnel. I think he was saying that.
Yeah, no. The motion was to go to personnel first before discussion, before acting on the motion to.
Rocco, can you clarify?
Photo identification.
Can you clarify, Rocco?
I think what Jim was talking about was the Personnel Committee would meet with the Committee of Planning and Zoning and discuss what the card is for.
And make it clear to each individual on those two respective committees about the use of the card.
So we are affirming that we will issue cards, right, Rocco? Is this motion?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Eric, I just want to be clear, this is authorizing the issuing of the cards.
Okay, I thought this was contingent upon the Personnel Committee
No.
meeting
No.
with the chairman of the
No.
zoning and planning departments before.
No, Eric, what he was asking us,
Before we make a decision to issue the card.
he was asking the Personnel Committee to explain it to the two committee chairs.
All right, I don't have a problem with that.
Can we start the roll call over?
Sure. Starting over, roll call. Councilman Kitchen.
Yes.
Councilman Mora.
Yes.
Councilman Secreto.
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek.
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley?
I'm afraid if I said no, what would happen?
I'll come after you, man.
Yes. Moving on to old business.
Hey, thank you, Eric.
Clayton, I want clarification. Is after we meet with the heads of the chair, planning and zoning, that we're going to move ahead, or do we have to come back for another vote?
No, we're not
We're
coming
going
back.
to issue the
We're
cards.
going to issue the cards, and the purpose of the Personnel Committee meeting with the members is to make sure they understand why the cards were issued.
Understood, thank you.
We will reiterate that these are identification cards. They are not badges.
Moving on under old business. At the last workshop meeting, a draft of the annual statement of operating information to be filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2019 was provided to the town board. Tonight, I ask for a motion to accept the statement as filed.
Secreto will make the motion.
Second,
Any discussion on the matter?
None.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. The next item comes from an action that the town of Ulster took at the prior meeting where we declared surplus the road internal to the future park currently owned by Quarry Waters LLC. Tonight, we have a resolution in front of us authorizing the conveyance of the surplus town property to Quarry Waters LLC / Scenic Hudson. May I have a motion to accept the resolution as presented?
Secreto will make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Discussion?
None.
I would
Just
like
do we-
to offer
Yeah.
the following change, that the resolution require the people receiving the properties to reimburse the town for their direct costs.
Secreto will make that motion.
Second,
Any discussion on the amendment?
None.
Okay, roll call vote on the amended resolution.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. And the next item also comes to the town board tonight as a result of an action declaring surplus a portion of Potter Hill Road. I ask for a motion to accept the resolution authorizing the conveyance of the surplus town property to Joseph and Cheryl Gaddis.
Secreto will make that motion.
I'll second the motion.
Discussion?
We're gonna make the same amendment for them.
I offer amendment that this resolution be modified to reflect that the receiving party is responsible for reimbursing to the town their direct costs.
Secreto will make the motion.
Second,
Any discussion on the amendment? Roll call. vote on the
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. Gentlemen, similar to the discussion we have had about Neighborhood Road and the safety conditions presented to pedestrians and bicyclists, I'm offering for discussion a form of a letter to be sent to the New York State DOT traffic engineer in Poughkeepsie in relation to a portion of Route 32 North in the hamlet of East Kingston. This is in relation to the establishment of the Empire State Trail, utilizing a portion of the Route 32 right-of-way. At the present time, improvements are being made to the shoulders of the road to direct bicyclists and pedestrians to the shoulders. We currently have truck traffic and automobile traffic proceeding in that section of the road at 55 miles an hour or greater. It starts at the base of the incline coming down from the Callahan Quarry and may subject the users to some adverse impacts from heavily loaded trucks. So this matter has been previously offered to the town board, where we have twice written letters to New York State DOT requesting that they review the traffic speed limit in this area. And I wish to resurrect this matter and authorize the letter to be sent.
Mr. Supervisor, you're exactly right. We've discussed this twice with DOT. They turned us down both times. There's no need for a mile and a half to have 55 miles an hour when it's 45 and 40 before and after that. People are going to be constantly passing other vehicles on the inside of the car, driving right where the people walk. It happens every day out where I am. They're just waiting for an accident to happen out there with this.
So you need
I
a
would
motion.
like to add further discussion to that. Once your motion is seconded. I'll second the motion.
It's up for discussion.
I haven't
So-
called the motion. I'm also asking for discussion on the process of placing a motion on the floor.
Yes.
So right now the speed limit is 55 and we're recommending 30?
45.
I think 45 next to a walkway with people walking and biking is too fast. It should be down to 30.
I agree with Councilman Morrow. And I'll give you an example. If you're coming south from Sorganies and you're turning onto by Roberti's Boats and you're taking a left-hand turn to go down to Post Park, there's going to be cars that do every day. They pass to the right-hand side of whoever's turning, and they're going to go right into that bike path.
Okay,
I
I'll
agree with
modify the
Councilman
letter to 30 miles an hour.
Eric, I see it every day. That's my road going into.
I come home from work every day and I see it too. I agree
You know,
with you.
people, they also put up the walk signal boxes out there where you can cross exactly over the 2 or 3 lane highway from one side to the other. You got to figure a blacktop truck or an oil truck coming down the hill, they're not going to stop at 55, 60 miles an hour. And
Let's
this
just
trail
say
is open year round, right?
They can't stop going that fast coming down
But
the hill.
what I'm saying is this trail is open all year. What are you going to do in the winter?
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the proposal to go to just send the letter requesting a 30 mile per hour speed limit there.
I'll make a motion that we send the letter.
Okay, we have a motion from Van Cleek and a second from Secreto. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you.
Did we do the resolution about the capital fund for the water?
It's a duplicate one of one we did above.
Okay, I apologize.
The final item on the agenda is a late addition. On Tuesday of this upcoming week, we enter the third phase of the New York State reopening plan in relation to COVID-19. The plan allows group meetings to take place or assemblages of up to 25 people. Up to now, the town of Ulster has maintained a closure for the Town of Ulster Senior Center and the pavilions at Robert Post Park. I ask that the town board consider opening the senior center and the pavilions at Robert Post Park to public use in conformity with the rules and regulations promulgated by the New York State government for Phase 3 in Ulster County.
Before that, I'd like to mention that the employees that I have down to Post Park, they are not police officers. So they can go over and tell these people where there's 40 or 50 people together that you need to separate. I have informed them before that if they don't, they need to call the police station. So I'd like to put that there, that I don't want them getting in trouble down there.
At the present time, from what I know, and I asked Chief Berardi to confirm this, the only agency that has the authority to do anything on a civil basis is the police department.
Yes, the complaints come in locally through the state to the county and then forwarded down to the local municipality. The state has recommended that local municipalities handle all violations of New York State laws from this point forward.
So any violation of the state rules will be referred to the Town of Ulster Police Department.
That's correct, because the only people that can enforce this is the town of Ulster Police Department.
Okay.
So may I have a motion for the reopening?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Any further discussion? Roll call vote,
Okay.
please.
Councilman Kitchen,
Yes.
Councilman Morrow,
Yes.
Councilman Secreto,
Yes.
Councilman Van Cleek,
Yes.
Supervisor Quigley.
Yes, thank you. At this point in our agenda, we come to public comment. As everyone can see, there is no members of the public in our audience. I will open the floor to anyone on the Zoom call who wishes to make any statement, and then we will conclude the meeting.
If I may, I'd just like to make a comment. This is John Kaiser. Is that allowed? Is that all
Go
right?
ahead, sir.
Okay, I just want to thank the town board for this resolution that you worked on tonight. Councilman Eric Kitchen and Clayton Van Cleek and Rocco Secreto and Supervisor Quigley and Chief Berardi. I've talked to all of you in the past year how the traffic has escalated on this road from absurd to ridiculous as far as large trucks through traffic. I have a couple of cameras on the front of my house that are only designed to trigger when somebody's on my sidewalk at the front porch, but the vibration on the road triggers these cameras. So it can't be doing the infrastructure any good underground. All the laterals go into people's houses for water and sewer. It's got to be taking its toll on it. And the other comment about local deliveries, I totally get that. But for example, all the different sanitation trucks that are on the road, and there's a lot of them. When they're picking up garbage on the road, they have their lights flashing and they're picking up garbage. But at least half of the time, they're just passing through and they're barreling through. So I don't know how you address that, but you know, for example, on Sheehan Lane, there's a sign that says no through traffic except for local deliveries. And it has a sign of a truck with a slash through it. I don't know if something like that's possible. So, I mean, I get it that there's local deliveries, but a lot of these trucks that are passing through just aren't using common sense. So, but I just, I do appreciate everything that the town board has done for this resolution. And I think it's a great first step. So thank you very much.
Hi, this is Heather Blakey, Senior Park Planner with Scenic Hudson. I want to thank all the town board members and the town supervisor for your hard work and effort and resolutions that you've acted on tonight in support of the Empire State Trail and the Hudson River Brickyard Trail to the Quarry Waters property. These are so important for the project to take the next step. So we really thank you, and thank you for your support and collaboration through this whole process. It's been tricky, but we are looking forward to seeing the end of this project and open to the public. Appreciate everything.
Any additional comment from anyone?
Supervisor, if I may, relative to the resolution earlier and the settlement of lawsuit involving Ulster Killian, may I add it wasn't based on the fact that he did anything in violation of our policies or procedures, based on the decision by the insurance company to make that decision for settlement.
That is exactly correct, Chief Berardi. As I said, there are times when the insurance company makes decisions that the town would not necessarily agree with, but because they provide us the greater coverage of the insurance, we go along and exercise our best discretion under the conditions that they set forth for us. So thank you for your comments. Any additional comments from the town board?
Yes, I have additional comments. I feel as a town board, I would like to thank the supervisor for the last 3 months of his dedication, hard work, studying the finances in his office constantly. Really, you've really been there for the citizens of the town. I know you don't like props, but I would like to thank you personally for your hard work and dedication, Supervisor Quigley, through this COVID-19 This is certainly something we haven't seen before, and I really feel that you've really came true for the residents of the town of Ulster. And I want to thank you personally for what you've done. Thank you.
I'd just like the truth to be known that I'm quarantined from home. I have to spend all my time here.
Again?
Your car's been there quite a bit, so I know you've been working hard.
Any additional comment?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen of the town of Ulster, thank you for your patience in these trying times. For those of you who usually show up in person, we hope to have our next meeting in July in person. And for those of you who have joined us for the first time over the last couple of months through Facebook Live, you can see the action of the town board and how we conduct business. I'm hoping that we can establish the technology to continue to broadcast these meetings for your knowledge and education. With that, I request a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much and have a good night.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Thank you.